So I think a lot of people were very fucking excited about the sequel to Halloween, Halloween Kills.
Classic name.
Yeah, maybe that was my red flag. I said this when we first talked about it, when whenever that was. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
we
the
made a
fuck.
whole video on it. Yeah.
Halloween Kills is one of the stupidest name ever. Apparently, fucking Halloween is an entity and it kills. But anyway, a lot of people were fucking excited about this movie because 2018's Halloween sequel to Halloween called Halloween. Why'd you do that? It was good, man. And even though it can't please everybody, no movie can please everybody. I would say that the people that dislike that are in the minority over those that liked it.
My only complaint was that his wig was a little too neat.
The wig whack,
Yeah,
the whack wig,
the whack wig.
Yeah, we both loved Halloween 2018. I think, and it's still a very fucking solid fucking sequel to John Carpenter's original. It is my favorite, a follow up to that, and there's been several of them, along the line. And it still remains that way, and I'm very glad it ended the way it ended, which is kind of like that open-ended, like Michael's still out there way that the original does, because it feels like an ending worthy of Halloween. If it had not ended that way, then I would have been really irritated, because this is a follow-up to that, and about 40 billion hours into it, you finally pick up from that exact spot, barring the whole Michael Firefighter thing. That's a big buzz out there right now. But anyway, I saw Halloween Kills, and I wanted to kill myself, guy. I wanted to kill myself. It sucks. It's horrible. I hate it. We're usually, we like to look at things with as fair an eye as we can here, and we've made some controversial stands on certain things. This is not one I'm willing to stand for, man. It's god awful. I don't understand how the same people that made the first one made this one. It's atrocious. It's a fucking mess. It's a mess. It doesn't feel like a movie. It doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like a series of things stapled together by crowd-pleasing gore. And I think a lot of people that like this, and not, if you like it, the power to you. I'm not saying you are this, but I think a lot of people are just in some sort of deluded state, man. And I get it, man. I in the past I've been so in love with a movie that I don't want its sequel to suck, so I make excuses for it. But I think that's what's going on, guy. Because there is no way anybody can feasibly think that this movie is good. It's not even a good follow up to the other one. It's not good compared to the other shitty Halloween movies we've seen in the past.
I haven't seen it yet. Shockingly, we usually both jump on and suck each other's nuts about the movie or something.
Yeah, but
but I haven't seen it yet. But I gotta ask, is it worse than Busta Rhymes?
No, Halloween Resurrection is still the worst Halloween thing
Can't
ever.
be that bad, right?
I will say that this, there's a lot of people that criticize Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, and there's valid criticisms to be had, especially about the theatrical versions. I say if you criticize those and you love this one, you need to re-examine yourself. Because those movies, faults and all, have more structure, get this, somehow better dialogue. I don't know how the fuck that happens, but the dialogue in this is shit. It is shit.
I gotta go for the classic deflection that I've seen people use.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it's just setting up the last one.
And look, I wouldn't call it an argument, but somebody defended this movie when I said it sucked online, and I was like, look, man, I'm very glad that you like it, and I am. If you like this movie, I'm happy for you, because I wanted to like this movie.
Yeah, you were pretty excited.
I was excited. I'm not one to let expectation ruin things for me, but there was literally countless moments. I was gonna say a moment, but countless moments where I was like, "When is this movie gonna start?"
And the Venom effect.
Yes, it has the Venom effect. If only 10 times worse. It never feels like this movie begins. It does feel like this movie could have been 30 minutes of the next movie.
Yeah.
And it is worthy to note that David Gordon Green said that originally this was supposed to just be 2 movies. I feel like they fucking pushed this shit, spread this shit as thin as possible over 2 hours just to get 3 movies out of it. Because this could have all been said in 30 minutes of a movie. It's just overstretched. Dude, it's so heavy-handed. Where the dialogue is not straight up god-awful, it's just telling you what you should know about this. I'm sorry, what you should believe about this movie. You don't feel the movie. It's telling you this is what you should know, and yet it tells you fucking nothing. Nothing. This movie is nothing. It's a nothing burger, man. And worst of all, it wastes a great concept, and it's not even a new concept. Halloween 4 and the original series did it. It's the idea of the theme, the concept of the effects, the after effects of a person like Michael Myers or a killer like Michael Myers on a town. Now, I didn't delve 100% into it in Halloween 4, but clearly if somebody like Michael Myers or Jason or Freddy or whatever's fucking around your town, it's going to have an effect not only on the people that are part of the main narrative. That's a great concept to explore, but the decision here was let's ignore the people we do care about and just push them all the way basically out of the picture and then focus on highly irritating, highly unlikable, and worst of all, super incredulous and unnecessary characters. And then just make them do stupid shit. Super duper stupid shit. So they wasted that concept. And then there's this scene that could have been great. It could have been the greatest scene in this movie had it been good. It's a scene that I myself, and I know a friend of the channel, Senor Spielbergo himself has mulled about this idea of a town being driven to the edge and doing something that's as bad as something Michael Myers would do. And there's a scene in this movie that represents it.
Not particularly super new either.
It's not new, but it's a concept
I feel like Freddy's kind of that, basically.
Yeah, but it's a concept that's not been explored exceptionally.
Yeah.
So it could have been done here, but they fucking dropped the ball, somehow even worse than a lot of other movies that have tried it.
Oh, the Pikachu-looking guy?
Dude, yes. Keep in mind that this movie is literally happening during and right after the end of Halloween 2018. So you understand that, we literally see Laurie in the truck about 30 to 40 minutes into the movie, So stuff that happens before that is happening simultaneously or right after it. And we see other people, again, those highly irritating people that, oh God, we'll get to that. But anyway, the point is, eventually these people are like, Michael's loose again. Our town has been hounded by this guy. And it's also heavy-handed and poorly written. Our town, evil dies tonight. It's just shit.
Skeletor's in it?
Yes, Skeletor might as well have been in it because it feels that melodramatic and lame and cringy fucking dialogue, guy. But anyway, everybody gets riled up and they're all deciding, like, let's go hunt fucking Michael down. And this all kind of like boils to them misidentifying one of the other maniacs that got loose from the car crash. From the bus crash in 2018's Halloween. And that guy, look, first of all, there's a slice of those people that are looking for Michael that see, and you can assume other townspeople saw it too, see the newscast where they show the two photographs of the people that escaped the bus crash, the two maniacs that left the bus crash, right? And one of them straight up looks like Danny DeVito as the Penguin, no less. And the other one looks like a guy that could feasibly murder 1 billion people, So which one's Michael? Oh, maybe the one that says Michael Myers under it and, looks like a guy that's competent, not a guy that waddles, and is scared and is like, oh, help me, But of course, once people are...
As our former co-host called him, the Pikachu-looking guy.
Yes. Pikachu-looking ass fucking dude, man. So anyway, the town is brought up to such a frothing frenzy that they decide that this guy is Michael Myers. But first of all, if we're going to go realistic here, there are people that literally watched a woman get raped on a train and did nothing about it. Mm-hmm. And some of them even filmed it. And not to turn it in, they were just like, yep, this is happening.
Yeah, realistically,
this town would not give a damn.
Realistically, this town would have just made a Facebook group and sucked each other's cocks to oblivion.
Yes.
That's all they would have done.
But whatever, I get what the intent is here. You can even draw parallels to the January 6th thing. I don't know if this was filmed before that or after it. But either way, it kind of feels like that. You could draw that. I know some people are drawing that conclusion. I don't really think that was what the intention. I think it was more of a general like chiding of the humanity. Yeah. Like we are the monsters.
Because it was delayed a year, right?
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't care really, but I think it's just like a general like we are the monsters thing. But it's so heavy-handed and lame. And then we got little stupid retards. I'm sorry, but that's what they are. Going, oh, look at this guy. He's Michael Myers. No, he's not. A child could tell that's not Michael Myers, man. Anyway, this mofo ends up killing himself, and this could have been a great scene that made that point, but it's just so fucking silly, and it's so lame. It's just so stupid, man. And what makes it stupider is that the guy leading the charge is Tommy from the first movie, now grown up, and it's the one that literally starts up riling everybody up, and he is the guy that last minute goes, oh, wait, no, he's not. He recognizes that's not the guy. Seriously? Last minute? You were literally one of the people that saw this idiot kill. And you think he turned into the penguin? Look, I don't care that 40 years had passed.
There's no way you're
going to go from tall-ass Michael Myers, haunting-ass looking Michael Myers to the penguin. You know?
Oswald Cobblepot looking ass.
Yes, man. So this movie is rife with stupidity, and then not only they bring Tommy back, they bring Lindsay back. They bring the fucking nurse. You know, the nurse that was with Dr. Loomis.
The classic character, the nurse.
I mean, she's been in other Halloween sequels, and it's always like, why are you here?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. This is not against the actress. In fact, kudos to her that she's milking money. Not her. She's not milking, but that they're giving her money for coming back just because somebody wants a link to the past. I congratulate her, man. Hell yeah, I would be doing the same shit. But did she need to be there? And then you bring her back just to be cannon fodder, and in the corniest way. Fan service ass way. Oh, coincidentally, Michael climbed the top of the car. Oh, coincidentally, he breaks the window exactly the same way he did. It's just so shit, man. It's so shit. The fan service in this is almost as corrosive as the dialogue. You know, there's just too much of it. It just sucks. The fan service in the 2018 one was largely pretty cool, man. You know, a little nod to Season of the Witch. Here we don't get a little nod to Season of the Witch. We get a kick in the nuts to Season of the Witch. We have these annoying trick-or-treaters, which are, you know, like fucking extreme, ridiculous, over-the-top comedy versions of teens. You know, you'd expect to see these teens in like an early Apatow movie. And there they would fit in. But here it's like, what the fuck? Yes, we understand there are annoying teens in the world, but these guys, they're just so incredulous. But they're wearing the Season of the Witch gear, and they annoy this gay couple, which, you know, I'm all for, like, inclusivity. It makes a more realistic texture to a world, especially in modern times. But this gay couple feels totally out of whack in fucking Haddonfield. But at least they didn't do the stereotype gay guy, although might as well do that because this shit is more of a comedy than it is a fucking horror movie. But anyway, this gay couple is weird, and I don't mean that about their lifestyle. I mean, like, they're weird. And it feels like somebody sat in a room and said, how can we make these guys quirkily funny? Little John and Big John. And they talk to each other in this particular way. And when Michael Myers comes into their house, one of them has a little knife and the other one has a big knife. Oh my God. It's fucking garbage, dude. It's fucking garbage. I'm okay with humor and horror, but this is just, it feels like somebody thought this was clever and it's just not. It's so shit. Everything in this movie is shit. It's just terrible.
You've told me how bad this movie is. You have not gotten this passionate about how bad it is.
Dude, it's so fucking bad, man. I was just in awe, you know, and I kept giving it chances too. Like, I was like an hour in and I had already repeated, it's gonna get better. And you know, sometimes the end of the movie can lock everything together. Let me tell you guys, the end of this movie does not lock everything together. In fact, it just makes you go, why did you do this? And if you were gonna do that, why didn't you focus on that instead of this mess that really could have been background noise instead of the focus? background theme, subplot of the town going haywire could have been better than let's not focus on this thing that apparently you want to nail into people's head about Michael not really giving a shit about Lori. That's not his purpose. Not really giving a shit about this whole thing. It's apparently something with the town and him staring out this fucking window looking at the town. You know, like, again, I feel like this could have been all said in 30 minutes at the beginning of a movie and we could have moved on.
It would have been cooler too.
It could have been cooler, yes. And the subtext or the subplot of the town could have been in the background at the whole time. Instead, we just get this massively expanded shit fest and it never makes sense. Now, look, are there good things in this movie? There are, and that makes it all the worse because you're like, it could have all been good. What's good in it? Well, the effects are fantastic for the most part. The kills are pretty good looking, but they're also kind of nonsensical. Like, why does Michael bother to put masks, the seasonal witch mask on some of his killers and pose them?
I gotta say that even our co-host, who doesn't really care about Halloween, even pointed the weirdness of that out.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Someone who doesn't care about Halloween was like, why does he even do that?
Michael's very utilitarian. Just the same way he was in the original, the 2018, a lot of the sequels, you know, he's very much straightforward, a killer. That's it. He's not there to do the jokey Freddy thing. He's not there to do the over-the-top wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the audience thing that Jason does. He kills, and that's it. And sometimes they can be brutal, and sometimes they can be direct, but that's it. You're in my way. Kill you. If I'm stalking you, I'll kill you. And it's just going to be direct. And that's it. For some reason here, sometimes he toys with the people. Sometimes he puts them in a position, and you're like, what? Why? You if he's trying to get from point A to Z, like they say at the end of the movie, why is he doing all this, taking all this time? You know, I've never been so annoyed with the geography of the movie where it's fucking clear, and they even tell you this is where he's going and why. Because I guess they felt the need to. Because boy, howdy, did it feel like he was just wallowing and walking from point A to Z and then meandering, even though he didn't. It's just atrocious, dude. I can't believe how bad this movie is. You know, but yes, the kills look great, but they're nonsensical at times. Michael himself, I gotta say, like, some of the body language shifted dramatic. It's the same people playing him. Shifted dramatically, like the way he walks from 2018 to this one. Sometimes I was like, he had like an old man walk. And granted, there's an older gentleman playing him, but he played him fucking spectacularly in 2018. So I don't know what the fuck was up with that. But anyway.
Old man leg?
No, it's just an old man saunter. Like, that's not how Michael walks. That's weird. But anyway, whatever. That's nitpicking. The point is, there's that. There's this at the beginning. It starts with a flashback to the original aftermath, if you will, of John Carpenter's Halloween. And that's pretty cool to see, but ultimately what it serves kind of means nothing. I hope it'll mean something in Halloween Ends, but it just reemphasizes that whole, you know, like, nobody's really at fault that Michael's a thing, and he's really not aiming for anyone in specific angle. Okay, well, yeah, but we didn't get no clarification on it, so it's kind of like a dud here. Hopefully Halloween Ends clarifies that, makes it more clear. Then again, you could argue that the reason Michael works is because we don't really know what his ultimate purpose is. So now we're locked into having to know, and that better be damn good, because this fucking shit sucks. But anyway, that flashback was cool to see, and they replicated the style of cinematography so well that it's it's very admirable. It looks fucking great. It looks like if it was shot exactly the same way as original Halloween. And I think the most stunning thing, and I think everyone can agree with this that's seen it, is that they brought back Dr. Loomis. You know, of course, his voice, quote
Dr.
unquote,
Leo Bain?
the AKA Dr. Leo Bain. They brought back Dr. Loomis, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks almost exactly like Donald Pleasance, and of course, Dr. Leo Bain, aka Donald Pleasance, is one of horror fandom's most beloved icons. You know, I know for sure he's mine, especially when he's Dr. Leo Bain,
big ass meat cleaver.
You know, we love Pleasance, and it was great to see him, especially because
to see him.
If it's very pleasant,
and it was apparently prosthetics on the neck.
Prosthetics. The guy looks very close to him. You know, it just looks fantastic. You know, But
That was in the crap movie.
yeah, ultimately it serves no purpose within that movie. Hopefully, you know, I don't know, but that was nice. The music, though not as good as 2018's, it's fine. You know, I'll be
Yeah,
honest with you, it's a step down from 2018's, which is great.
we talked about this last night, and we came to the conclusion that John Carpenter was probably just playing Fallout while he was composing this. Probably eating Doritos too. I don't know why. He seems like a Doritos kind of guy.
Seems like a Doritos guy.
Right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's that or Fritos, and I don't want to live in a world where he eats Fritos.
I agree.
But
he kind of looks like a Frito.
David Gordon Green,
like
the director.
Those scoop Fritos.
Nah, the chili cheese. The ones nobody likes.
Stop derailing you.
David Gordon Green, the director, said that nothing passed unless it passed to Carpenter. And you know what else Carpenter passes? Turds. You know what I'm saying? Literal feces. If Carpenter cared about this movie, then he has truly lost his touch. You know, and it's been years since we've seen a full-on Carpenter film. And even when we got that, well, I wouldn't call The War a full-on Carpenter film. He clearly just got paid to do that. But it's been years, and, you know, it didn't end with a bang. It ended with a whimper for him, unfortunately.
I happen to know that last couple of years he was really engrossed in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So something tells me that he was kind of slacking on the...
That was his focus.
He was slacking on the Halloween Kill stuff.
Yeah, man. If he had the final say in anything, which I doubt, but if he did, he was definitely like, yeah, okay, you know, like he was.
Which seems very possible for how John Carpenter is.
Yeah, you know, he was patronizing them. Maybe, I don't know. You know, Carpenter either comes off as incredibly rude, or you know, sometimes he plays along to not feel that rude. But I don't know, man. I don't want to live in a world where he approved this, because it's terrible. It's fucking terrible, man. A senseless mush is what I would call this movie. Abominably stupid is what I would call the dialogue, you know. And then, don't get me wrong, I mean, you can have a great movie, a horror movie that doesn't have fantastic dialogue. Yeah. It's just phenomenally dumb dialogue in this. So heavy-handed. The rapport between Jamie Lee Curtis and the cop, I forgot his fucking name. Anyway, the cop that gets stabbed in the fucking neck, I forgot his name. How did they go from their rapport in the first one to this dumbass shit over here that they got going on? And that's where they kind of like tell you, like, you know, a lot of Michael's thoughts. And by the way, it feels super expository because it's just assumptions from them. So it doesn't feel concrete. Like, really? I mean, you know this all of a sudden? It just sucks, man. It just sucks as a whole. The fucking movie is Asperger. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I can't fathom why anyone would defend this, other than they love Michael Myers, they love the series, they've defended worse shit before, you know, and it's hard to admit that something that you loved is followed up by something that is mad ass, you know. And this is exactly what this is for me. It's something that I love originally from Carpenter's movie, that actually got followed up by something that I really liked, 2018's, and now this is what you came up with. Oh my god. And then what's worse is they had over a year maybe to realize that this was hog shit.
It's like the Godzilla versus Kong thing. They had like a year to realize, this is ass.
Yep. They didn't realize it, or maybe sometimes when you spend too much time or over focus on a project, you end up taking away the magic from it. Maybe that happened. I don't know, but this is fecal, man. It's fecal. So yeah, I hated it, man, and I hate it. I'll give it another chance. You know, but especially if you want to see it, I'll give it a chance. I mean, you're going to have to see it eventually. You know, we got to see this thing through to the end. Halloween ends, that is. But, holy shit, this was a thing. It's almost fascinating to watch. Rated 2.
What about the Pikachu-looking guy?
Pikachu-looking guy could have been a great concept. I give him a 0, though, because he looks like fucking Pikachu. He looks like Penguin guy. Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all looking ass.
It's not good, guys. They didn't catch him. Also, he falls face down, and when they cut to him, he's face up. What the hell happened there? Gruesome death, though that may be. I'm using it was not. But anyway, yeah. At this point, it's a mad stinker too for me. Maybe there's some movies that, in retrospect, you're like, oh, this is where they were going. You know. I think a lot of people realize that with Zack Snyder movies, but those had structure and those had a beginning, middle, and an end, and they made sense, and they had, you know, they weren't this thing.
I gotta say, it's pretty interesting that I've been seeing. I haven't seen the movie, but I have been seeing the warring factions of fans online.
Mm-hmm.
People who love it, people who hate it, and every time I've seen someone who likes the movie, it's always followed up by "It's not great" or "It's not perfect, but I did like it," which is kind of an interesting thing. I've never seen a movie with so many people having that qualifier in front of it. Mm-hmm. It's not perfect, but I ended up liking it.
Look, and sometimes I get that mentality, but it has to be kind of justifiable beyond I like the character and there were elements that I liked. Like Malignant is a movie we recently reviewed, and we understood its shortcomings, but we also have a fondness for what it's homaging, and ultimately it's a movie with structure, and it has some fantastic moments that fit into the greater and that make the lesser moments better for being there. And you know, that makes sense. This is just like, I can't even like the good moments because there's so much wrong with it. That, you know, I can't justify saying I like this movie when it fails so hard in so many ways. So that's why I give it a 2 out of 10.
Fecal film.
It's a fecal flick, but if you like it, I mean, shit, I kind of envy you. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to like it. But anyway, let us know what you think about Halloween Kills. We're out to be the Penguin, I guess.